Teams with the 3 best records in the NBA are all on TNT tonight. Must be more than one game. Michael and the Bulls host the Pistons in the opener of our doubleheader. Chicago has the best record in the biz. And later, we're going to the Pacific Northwest. Karl Malone and the Jazz traveling to Seattle for that showdown atop the Western Conference. Utah up by 1 game on the loss side over Seattle. And joining us in the studio, who's that guy? 10-year NBA veteran Kenny Smith, whose NBA journey has included 3 appearances in the slam dunk competition and 2 championship rings as a member of the Houston Rockets of '94 and '95. You will see Kenny as we head down the stretch of the regular season and take you into the playoffs in just a shade over 3 weeks. It's great to see you again, big fella.
Glad to be a part of the dream team.
And I promise you, I'm not talking North Carolina hoops tonight. You get a reprieve tonight.
Well, I tried to find the closest suit I can to Carolina Blue.
You came pretty darn close, as a matter of fact. We're talking about teams that want to get in the playoffs, Kenny, and we're going to go to school with Kenny Smith, because when you're talking about playoff hoops, we're talking the 3 R's: refs, rest factor, and response. Take me with the refs first. What's their role?
Yeah, once the playoffs start, the referees change their whole game. The ticky-tack fouls, you have to go through people in the playoffs, and they're going to let the players decide the game on the court.
Rest factor.
Well, the rest factor is different, because in the playoffs, you might catch Chicago on a 4th game in 5 nights. You're not going to do that in the playoffs. They're going to have their rest. The good teams are going to be ready and prepared to play.
Response, you mean?
Well, you have to respond to a big loss or big win. It's how your team responds. I think a lot of times your team gets let down on a big win, or they might, on a big loss, take it too seriously. But in the playoffs, you got to be able to be even keel.
You know something about response on a Houston team that came out of the number 6 position to win the NBA title a few years ago. Kenny Smith here all night long. It's going to be a long night. 12 games on the NBA schedule, doubleheader, back with highlights at halftime, but coming up, that double dip starts with Michael and the Bulls hosting Detroit, and later you got the Mailman and the Jazz traveling to Seattle. What more could you want? Enjoy it, folks.